Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, the show where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk culture news, entertainment news, and everything in between. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends and co-hosts, Ben and Mike. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing better than Mike is.
No, dude, I'm doing great. I don't know what you're talking about, Ben. I'm fine.
Better than Mike.
But, like, I don't know. You keep throwing that word friend around real liberally. Like, I mean, me and you are obviously friends, but, like, I mean, other people.
Oh.
That we're not naming. Nobody specific, but other people in the podcast. Like,
I don't even know who Ben is. I didn't even know him before we started this podcast. He was just like a guy that showed up to my house and was like, hey, dude. I need like a podcast to be on. And I was like, I guess you can join mine. And he was just like, oh, okay.
That's definitely how it happened.
Definitely.
No
absolutely.
joke. Absolutely is how it happened.
Yep. No, Ben and I have not in any way, shape, or form been like best friends for years and years.
So. No, it hasn't been like
nothing like
13, 14 years. Nothing. I've never known this man in my life.
I've known Ben for 3 years now, 4 years now.
Something like that.
It's a long time to know Ben.
It's never enriched my life ever. It's in fact been a drain on my life at many times.
Really sad that you say that, Mike, but I'll take it.
I'm really sad that I had to say that.
I'm really sad that you said that.
Well, you know, sadness abounds.
But that being said,
sadness abounds everywhere. But
everywhere.
What are we talking about today?
Let us
wow, Ben,
pull ourselves out of this sad demise that we are in, because we have some exciting things to talk about today. We have some super awesome alien news to talk about today.
What?
Because officially the Pentagon and everything else, FBI, whatever, all those government people, they're starting to trickle out some information.
They're starting to unleash their secrets.
UFOs and aliens and everything in between.
Snap.
And that is what we are going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, we have at least one little bit of news to talk about from this past week. Something that came out very, very recently, WandaVision. I haven't watched any of it, but I know that you guys have. So you guys just want to give like some quick thoughts about what you think about WandaVision?
I'd rather just wait until the finale so that you can watch the last 10 minutes and then spoil it for yourself and everyone else.
I'm only going to watch the last 10 minutes if, like, I don't know, Captain America shows up or something. And then I'll be like, oh, that's cool. And then I'll turn it off.
Now you should watch the show. You should watch it because it's good.
You know, sometimes.
Is it good though, Ben?
Yeah.
Sometimes Ben's a better friend when he doesn't do things like he doesn't do things like that to me.
I don't, Mike. I will never do that to you.
Yeah, well,
that's something you can count on.
Never say never, but
yeah, I was gonna say now that you said never, now I'm expecting it to happen.
Ben also loved season 8 of Game of Thrones when it first came out.
Why do we have to?
It's true. This is true.
Why do we have to keep spreading?
Now he denies it up and down, but I remember because I watched it with him.
Fake news. We all know Ben likes season 8 of Game of Thrones. He's like, it wasn't that bad. I remember him saying it multiple times.
Let me actually ask this: is WandaVision so far better than season 8 of Game of Thrones?
Absolutely.
Everything's better than season 8 of Game of Thrones. And I'm not even finished with season 8 of Game of Thrones, and everything's better than it.
Like, it's not hard to be better than Game of Thrones.
No, Ben, you don't get to say this.
I do get to say this.
I have the objective opinion here because I don't like it, and you do. And now you want to backtrack, and you want to, you know.
I'm glad that Ben has started to finally come around about season 8, though.
I
start calling Ben Mr. McConnell. Just starts backpedaling on everything.
Senator.
He's going to backpedal on everything. He's going to try to hold us hostage with his ridiculous, statements.
I wonder if Mitch McConnell is like a turtle alien that was planted here.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm pretty sure half the people in Congress are aliens of some kind.
That is very possible.
Maybe that's why the FBI released all that data. They finally want people to know the truth.
Yeah. So I think I've mentioned this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast, but me and my buddies have a theory.
Okay.
We have a theory that all this stuff with the aliens, all of this, and all the crazy stuff with the election and all of this happened because 4 years ago, the aliens came down to Earth and they were like, hey, like your ratings are really bad and we're thinking about canceling the show. So they're like, what can we do? And they were like, dude, we got a guy that we can put into the presidency, and he's going to stir things up. He's going to get it going. And they put Donald Trump in as president to keep the ratings up. And because he's like, I understand ratings better than anyone else. And then he jumped in there, and that's why the last couple of years have been nuts. Is because they're like, listen, he's like, call China, get us the worst virus they have in here right now. We got to get the ratings up.
Wait, are you saying that Donald Trump is an alien, or he's
just trying to keep the ratings up to keep us from getting canceled?
Wait, he's trying to keep it. Hold up.
Ben, what was that?
Oh, no,
he's trying to save humanity.
I lost myself.
Keeping the ratings up of the show.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened there either.
Earth season, what is it? Season 2021.
2021. Yep.
Yeah. that's some a working theory that some people have, and that's why when you like look at him when he first took office, he's like, oh my god, I didn't realize all the crazy stuff was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the aliens, but now he knows.
But now he's shook because he knows about the aliens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. They're just like, he's just trying to keep the ratings up, but then there's other aliens that want to keep the ratings down so they can get Earth canceled, so they can,
Ben, what happened to your camera?
I don't know. Trying to figure it out here, but
I mean, like, Ben, you're in a different room.
I am.
You're in a whole. You have so many things to have. You had plenty of time to get everything tweaked.
Like, I want to hear it.
So, I mean, yeah, like, wasn't there that one like Israeli dude who's like talking about how like aliens have like basically told us that they don't want us to know about them because
his name is
we're not ready for them or something, and
his name is
he's like an official guy. He's like
his
someone.
Name is Chaim Ashed.
Isn't he like a government dude?
Yeah,
or
check
something?
this out. He was the director of space programs for Israel Ministry of Defense for 30 years. He's the former chair of the Space Committee of the National Council for Research and Development for the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Space, and a member of the Steering Committee of Israel's Space Agency. He is responsible for the launch of 20 Israeli-made satellites. He's widely cited as the father of Israel's space program. Now, listen to this. Hold on. He also holds a bachelor's degree in electronics engineering, and he has a master's degree and a doctorate in aeronautical engineering. This guy isn't an idiot.
No. Yeah, right.
And he retired in 2011, so he's still around.
Right.
Here we go. Because 2020 season finale. In December of 2020, Ashed claimed in an interview with Israel National Newspaper that the United States government has been in contact with extraterrestrial life for years and has signed secret agreements with a galactic federation in order to do experiments on Earth, that there is a joint base underground on Mars where they collaborate with American astronauts. He also stated that U.S. President Donald Trump was aware of this and on the verge of informing everyone of their existence, but was stopped by the Galactic Federation, who wished to prevent mass hysteria. The interview in Hebrew gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post. UFO investigator Nick Pope told NBC News either it's some sort of practical joke or publicity stunt to help sell his book, perhaps something having been done with loss in translation, or someone in the know is breaking ranks. Yep.
Wow. What if that's why the FBI released all that data? It's true. They're just like,
yeah.
Yes.
But then his book is called that he released. It's called The Universe Beyond Horizon: Conversation with Professor Chaim Ashed. It was published back in November 2020. In the book, he makes, according to this article, makes implausible claims that include stories of how aliens prevented potential nuclear disasters, including an unspecified nuclear incident during the Bay of Pigs invasion.
The pigs invasion?
Yeah.
What? So, like, what kind of I'm wondering, like, what kind of experiments he was talking about there.
I don't know.
Like, what are aliens doing on Earth for, like, experiments,
That's a good question. This guy, the new head of the Israel Space Agency, is Isaac Ben Israel, claims that even though Ashed is the father of Israel's space capabilities, also I'm aware I'm probably slaughtering this guy's name and I feel bad, says that he went too far with his claims and it is unlikely that human alien encounters are occurring. He never said that they weren't. He added that for decades, that guy fancied unconventional interpretations of incoherent space signals that most consider to be of natural origin. But and then NASA claims that they have yet to find signs of extraterrestrial life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
So,
same time, apparently the Pentagon is releasing things about UFOs and stuff.
that's what I'm saying. The
Like,
same year,
it's so
all at the same time. It's kind of weird.
confusing.
It's a little.
I mean, I think
it's
NASA
mixed
knows a lot
signals.
more than they're letting on. I think they always have.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
But I mean, they've got the technology to know more than we realize too.
it's true. But
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, and now our government's like, hey man, we've been lying. We've been lying to all of you. Aliens are real, and we screwed up, and our ratings are in the toilet right now, and we gotta do something.
It's either that or, and this is coming from someone who literally like doesn't trust the government at all. The government is just hyping all of this up as just like a way to have more control over people.
It's true. But here's a crazy thing. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
When do we get Space Force?
No, I mean, yeah. Like in 2018, right?
Something
2017,
like that.
something like
Almost
that.
like
I think it was
almost
2018.
like somebody was thinking, hey, I just got some information about some stuff that I didn't expect.
Yeah,
And we got to form a new military branch called Space Force because we got to take care of space.
yeah, we gotta take care of it, man.
Almost like somebody knew something, you know?
Almost like they.
Listen, I'm not saying aliens, but like
But I'm saying aliens.
aliens.
But hear me out.
Aliens.
Aliens.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, Ben, it would be
mean,
nice if we could see what you're doing right now.
I literally don't know what happened. Like my cord is still plugged in, but for some reason it's like the camera just decided it doesn't want to work.
Gotcha. The cord's plugged in, but it's just not working.
Yeah, literally.
Even though you
So,
have it shoved into the hole that it's supposed to go into, it's not working.
Mike, I don't
Performance
wanna hear it.
issues.
I don't wanna
You're
hear
young for this, Ben.
it. I don't wanna hear it.
You know, if we had a sponsor, we could also just get, Viagra as a sponsor.
Oh,
We could help you out. They could
I'll-
help you.
I'll take Viagra as a sponsor.
Yeah, I won't take
Okay,
Viagra,
I'll
but
take
we
a
now know
sponsor.
somebody that needs it.
Yeah, because my camera's having issues, Mike.
Yeah, your camera's having issues.
My camera, yes.
Ben's camera is having issues. It's in the hole, but it's not working properly. Anyways,
I have a
that
little
was
bit
our
of
little
additional
plug.
information.
What?
Oh.
Here we go. Give me.
So this
give me
is some
sweet,
news that
sweet-
just came out I don't know, like not even a week ago.
Okay.
So CIA declassifies nearly 3,000 documents on UFOs, revealing mysterious information was analyzed in 1976.
Okay.
So order to release information within 180 days was part of 2.3 trillion COVID-19 relief bill. If you so basically there's like a whole bunch of different documents that are coming out as well from the CIA, which is interesting. John Greenwald Jr., who operates the Black Vault website, says one incident piqued his interest, a report about seemingly urgent UFO information being hand-delivered to an assistant deputy director for science and technology at the CIA in April 1976. Most details about the information were redacted in the document, but Greenwald said he is determined to uncover more through further FOIA requests. So the order to release the information within 180 days was part of the 2.3 trillion relief bill and government funding bill passed by Congress and signed into law by President Trump last month. The provision received very little attention in part because it wasn't included in the text of the 5,000-page legislation, but as a committee comment attached to the annual Intelligence Authorization Act, which was rolled into the massive bill. So apparently this has been going on for a while. For instance, in 1985, a Russian airliner crew describes coming within 50 kilometers of a yellow disc that was shooting out beams of light while flying over Belarus. Decades earlier than that, in 1953, a Swedish pilot and flight mechanic spotted a completely unorthodox metallic object flying at the speed of sound outside Stockholm. A CIA report from April 1954 includes 3 newspaper articles about a purported UFO sighting 5 months earlier in Sweden. So this is coming from the Daily Mail as a report. So there you go.
Wow. Look at that.
So a lot of
PewDiePie alien confirmed.
fishy stuff.
Hey, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe my ancestors are aliens too, dude.
Dude, yeah, you've got
Maybe.
Swedish ancestry. There you go. Aliens.
I'm like, 70% Swedish or something. Like
So
Aliens.
Swedish.
that's a lot of Swede.
It's a lot of Swede.
A lot of alien.
Swede.
It's a lot of alien right there.
So, I don't know.
Let's not with the don't sexualize the aliens, please.
Oh, you got your camera back on. Good.
Yeah,
Nice.
I did. Yep.
I just realized that. Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Actually, I have a little bit of a spicy story to tell you guys.
Oh.
I don't know what I saw, but I might have seen something one day.
You lying bitch. Don't you get off the podcast.
And I actually was just
He's lying.
There was something, and I did actually like totally forgot about this until I was reading something that was talking about like a green light as like an alien thing or something.
Snap. Okay.
So one day, this was like a long time ago. This was back when I was like I don't know, 16 maybe.
Okay.
And I was heading home from work and stuff, and I was driving on my moped, heading down the back road and stuff, heading home. And as I was driving along,
Moped.
for just like a moment, for just like a moment in the sky, on the horizon, I saw like a green flash, and it just kind of like was there for a second, and then it was just like gone. And I was just driving along, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I just like, I don't know, maybe I just like totally just imagined that or something. Maybe it's nothing. I was just thinking, okay, that has to be nothing, right? So that's all I have as like a story for that. But I have been reading some stuff about how people have described some alien encounters to be like green lights and green flashes or whatever else.
Interesting.
So
how old were you when you were 16? How many years ago was it?
I was 16.
I mean, like, how many years ago? What year were you 16?
So how old were you when
That's
you were
what I meant.
16?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know.
I would have been that would have been like 2010, I think.
2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Okay.
Just I gotta remember how old he is.
It's an interesting story. It just so happens that so me and my buddies one day we were all walking. We were not ripping people's mailboxes out of the ground and throwing them across the
Definitely
street
not
into
doing
the
that.
ditch.
Absolutely not.
And there weren't numerous amounts of us doing this. But
Mike would have never done that.
Never. But so there was a whole group of me and my buddies walking, and it was like pitch black, like middle of the night. And as we're walking along, there's like this massive bright green flash in the sky, so bright in fact that it lit up the entire night sky. And I thought that I had made it up. I thought that I was crazy.
Yeah, right.
Looked over at my buddy, my best friend who I've known for years, and he goes, "What the hell was that?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know." The crazy part of it is, dude, only me and him saw it.
Really?
The other 5 people we were with didn't even see it. They had no idea. They were like, "What are you guys talking about?" That never happened. But dude,
he did see it with you.
He did see it. Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
We still to this day, when I talk to him about it, he's like, "Yeah, dude, that was so weird." And we talked to everybody about it. Nobody else saw it with us.
Huh.
You were chosen by the aliens.
You were chosen, Mike. How does that
chosen, Mike? You are the chosen one.
I won't mock your alien story. I'd appreciate if you.
Do you have any Swedish ancestry, Mike?
There probably is some Swedish in there. Or
maybe Sweden.
I've eaten a lot of Swedish fish
the
over the
connection.
years.
The hotspot. Maybe we need to go to Sweden. I think that's it.
Well, that's why
I
Ben
wonder if
doesn't get to
Elon
see
Musk has any
aliens, 'cause
Swedish.
Ben's not Swedish at all. Ben is 155% Canadian. He has no family from Canada, no relatives, no ancestors from Canada, but Ben is 155% Canadian.
100%.
If you go and if he does, whenever he does like a 1, 2, 3 and me or whatever, or like bloodancestry.com, anytime he does any of those things,
1, 2, 3 me and 3, 2, 1 and you.
Yep. Anytime he does that, it comes back 150% Canadian. They go, "You're right here. You're from Canada." And he's like, "I don't have any ancestors from Canada." It's crazy. I'm just letting you guys know that this is a thing that Ben does.
You know what's really interesting?
I'm excited about this. What's going on?
So you know how like PewDiePie is Swedish, right? He has actually had Elon Musk in one of his videos before doing meme review.
Yeah.
What if that was like a secret like connection? Maybe that was like a secret message that was being
secret
passed.
Communication of the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then they also on that same episode had Justin Roiland, who does Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And Morty from Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm. And it is confirmed that Elon Musk does have some British ancestry. And it's possible if he had some British ancestry, he might have some Swedish ancestry along the way as well.
Oh, snap. Well, you know how those Swedes and those Brits get.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Swedes came and fricked the British for a little bit. So
yeah, they just like, hey, man, give me some of that Viking body. And then,
yeah,
like, give me some of that sweet,
like,
musty English body. Honestly, though, Ben's probably not Canadian. I don't know.
No,
I'm not.
He's like English.
What's your heritage?
Right?
Got a lot of there's French blood, Scottish, German.
I love French people, but
a lot of Scottish, a lot of German.
Oh, German.
Scottish,
huh?
German,
huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting because weren't like the Nazis like trying to do stuff with like crazy alien technology or something too?
Probably.
Ben would probably know.
Would I, Mike? Would I know?
I don't know, Ben. Would you know?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't believe you at all. Because, you know.
I mean, if you have some German, then you probably know about the Germans, right?
Definitely. That's definitely how it works, honestly.
I'm glad you understand.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting that we both have experiences with green lights. That's...
Dude, it was, yeah. I mean, still to this day, it couldn't tell me it didn't happen.
Dude, I totally like forgot about that too, and I just like wrote it off as just like some weird thing that I just like saw in my head or something.
No,
until I started to like read about like green lights and stuff, and then I was like, wait a second.
Nope.
That was pretty
You're
cool.
Not crazy, bro. Ben,
I mean, you are kind of.
Have you had alien experiences, Ben? I'd love to.
I have not.
Nothing weird.
No.
Well,
I've had a lot of paranormal experiences, like
no. That's a different podcast. We asked specifically about aliens,
but
and
aliens,
absolutely nothing. You couldn't even lie.
I mean, aliens could be like what we consider paranormal too.
You could have lied.
That
you could have made up a story.
Not that I know of. I'm trying to think of something.
I have a paranormal stories for whenever we get to that too.
I was gonna say paranormal stuff. Oh, I've got a lot of paranormal stories.
Yeah, because ghosts follow Ben around.
It's like they do.
A ghost of his Canadian past.
I feel like Ben probably has been like, I don't know, like
cursed,
molested by paranormal demons or something. Wow.
Or the aliens. That's why he doesn't remember it. I just woke up and my butt hurt, and I don't know why.
I mean, he's not denying it, so
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
No, can't deny it, but also can't confirm it. So.
Yeah, I can't promise you I haven't woke up randomly with my butt hurting. I don't know, man. Well, listen, we're going to keep this train rolling because I also have some kind of interesting news.
Oh, okay.
Some things. So, back in 2017, we had an object pass pretty dang close to the Earth. They call it Oumuamua or Oumuamua. Yeah. Anyways,
wasn't that the rectangular thing? That was
it was like a cigar-ish. Whatever. Yeah. Well, so that happened and went by. Blah blah blah. No big deal.
Yeah.
But then this professor Avi Loeb, Abraham Avi Loeb. I don't know how to pronounce names.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just recently, I mean, when it first went by, he said that he thought it was of alien origin, but like now, I mean, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast a week ago, and then also he wrote a book, and he was saying in that book, and then there's other scientists now they're corroborating it, that they think that thing was extraterrestrial, like that that was an alien made. They said the object has too much structure and shape, and it has too many like the way it reflects light apparently, and the way that it moved and the speed that it was moving and stuff lends credence to the fact that it can't just be a naturally occurring object.
Really?
Yeah, that they're really, really strongly convinced, and apparently there are like a couple scientists that are writing papers right now on that specific object.
Oh wow!
Reporting that they think that it was extraterrestrial.
That's really cool.
Huh?
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much crazy stuff happening right now.
There really is. Like with aliens specifically recently.
Yeah, very recently. Like it seems like we're just getting like more information like almost every day at this point.
Like I said, man, our we got a president in there, and they were like, man, we need you to boost the ratings because the aliens are getting upset. And he's like, all right, I'll do what I can.
Don't make the aliens upset. You gotta,
yeah. And then some
gotta
guy
keep
tried
the
to
show
blow
going.
the whole lid off of it.
You know,
And
I want
next
to
thing
say, I want to say that theory's convoluted, but at the same point, I wouldn't
any
even be
more complicated
surprised.
than this year? I was gonna say, is it any more complicated than 2020?
I wouldn't even be surprised.
They're like, bro,
Yeah.
we got to get something going. He's like, listen, 2020.
It's like,
that's
listen,
gonna
bro,
be
I
the
got
year.
you. I got
It's gonna be
you.
the best season of Earth anyone's ever seen. It's gonna be the best season anyone's ever seen, ever.
Jeez.
The ratings will never have been higher. He wasn't kidding. I mean, like, if I was watching 2020, I'd be like, man, this season's a train wreck, but it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good, dude.
Like if you were watching it like as a show, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
like,
gosh, yeah.
Is this drama? There's
365 episodes, and every episode is action packed.
True.
Something, yeah.
I mean, maybe our entire history is just like just one giant show
aliens.
for them. Just one giant reality TV show or something.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean,
It's called Earth.
stranger things have happened, right?
Stranger Things.
I don't need that. I don't.
Ben
need
hasn't
that.
even seen Stranger Things, so
I have seen Stranger Things season 1.
What?
did you watch Did you watch?
Man,
the
it
whole
has
season?
2 other seasons on Netflix.
I watched some of season 2 and then I stopped. Sorry. Sorry to
It makes me
disappoint.
really sad. It makes me really sad.
I just
Is
don't
that-
understand. Why do we let him come around us?
To be fair, I was watching it and then I got hooked on Last of Us Part 2. But
Said no
That's-
one ever.
that's a joke. That's absolutely not true. No,
I was gonna say.
I started watching it a while back with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we made it to the first 2 episodes of season 2 and then we stopped watching because of something. I don't exactly remember why.
Ben got scared.
No.
I understand.
No,
I get
I
it, Ben.
wouldn't- I
It's a
wouldn't say
scary
that,
show.
but-
It's a scary show. I get it. It's a little too much. It's a little too much for you. That's a little too much, Ben. You're a little scared. It's okay.
Not that far.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't watch it, and that's fine. I mean, you know, it's a good show. It's
I mean,
a
I
solid
watched
show, but
the first 2 seasons.
why watch good things, Ben? You know, obviously.
Yeah, Mike, why watch good things?
Oh yeah, let's just keep playing Last of Us Part 2, and let's keep, you know, talking about Game of Thrones season 8 and how great that was. Let's do that instead.
Mike, I never once have talked about how great that show is.
That's never been a true statement.
Never.
So
I
I
got
was,
super
just,
quiet
sorry, I'm just looking up stuff because the thing that I'm interested in now is like looking up to see if there's any like things that have happened in like history that could possibly point to like ancient civilizations experiencing alien contact at
kidding
all
me?
and stuff.
I feel like there's tons of
And-
stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff. Also, have you guys watched? I know we've talked about this, I think, once before, but have you guys watched the footage that the Navy released of the unidentified aerial phenomena?
No.
No,
Dude,
maybe. I think I might have. I
it's-
can't remember.
It's kind of crazy. So I can send you the link to it, but it's literally like them following this disc-like object. This wasn't even that long ago.
Mhm.
And it's like moving, and they're trying to keep pace with it, and then like it takes off, and it's just like gone.
Uh-huh.
And there's also like another footage of like a pilot following an object, and he said the thing was moving like absurdly fast and moving in directions that are impossible for like any known spacecraft to move at the speed and like distance that it closed.
Huh.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and that's stuff that they released just last year as well. Yeah.
Interesting. I just
Yep.
shared a picture with you guys of like a of what literally looks like a UFO that was found in like a cave painting and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
it seriously straight up looks like a UFO, and it has like little like dots underneath it or something, and
Mm.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then, you know, I mean, just in the whole basis of aliens in the first place. I mean, yeah, there's like definitely people that are like, oh, that's crazy. There's
Yeah.
definitely people that are like, oh, you know, this could be this or that could be that.
Footage is always doctored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find this real quick. because this couple I think is one of the most fascinating ones. Betty and Barney Hill. Do you guys know about them?
No.
Okay, Betty and Barney Hill. They were They were back in the 65, I believe it was. And
Okay.
they were one of the first people to ever report. They were a couple, and they were the first people to ever report being abducted by aliens.
Really?
Yeah, and they claim it was back in 1961 around 10:30 p.m. They said they were driving back from a vacation in Niagara Falls. Betty claims to observed a bright point of light in the sky that moved below the moon and planet Jupiter upwards towards west of the moon. Barney navigated US Route 3. Betty reasoned that she was observing a falling star, only it moved upwards. Since it moved radically and grew bigger and brighter, Betty urged Barney to stop the car for a closer look, as well as walk their dog, Delcy. Barney stopped at a scenic picnic area just south of Twin Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
She followed, I'm gonna summarize a lot of this, but she followed the odd-shaped craft, and she's heard stories about flying saucers and stuff, but like never really took it any seriously. But as they kept watching it, they realized it wasn't a plane because of the way that it was moving, and it freaked them out a little bit. So they kept driving. They got back in their car, kept driving, and they were driving along a mountain road or like a isolated road trying to stay away. And they said the object started getting closer and closer to them, and I felt like it was actually like following them.
Wow.
Really? And this was back in the 60s, you said?
This was back in the 60s. And they said that 1 mile south of Indian Head, that the object rapidly descended towards their vehicle, causing Barney to stop in the middle of the highway. The huge silent craft hovered approximately 80 to 100 feet above the hills. 1957 Bel Air filled the entire field of view in the windshield. It reminded Barney of a huge pancake. Carrying his pistol in his pocket, he stepped away from the vehicle and moved closer to the object. Using binoculars, Barney claimed to have seen about 8 to 11 humanoid figures who were peering out of the craft's windows, seeming to look at him. In unison, all but one figure moved to what appeared to be a panel at the rear end of the hallway, then encircled the front portion of the craft. The one remaining figure continued to look at Barney and communicate a message telling him to stay where you are and keep looking. He said he has a recollection of observing the humanoid forms wearing glossy black uniforms and black caps. Red lights appeared on what appeared to be batwing fins, began to telescope out of the side of the craft. The long structure descended from the bottom of the craft. The silent craft approached to what Barney estimated 50 feet away. And so they reported that all. And then they says that he ran back to his car, told Betty they were going to capture them, and then he like drove away. And then as they were trying to get away, they said that they were taken into like an altered state of consciousness and their minds were dulled. And then they have like vague memories from that point on. So they remember, and then they woke up at home later. So I summarized a lot of it. And I think if anybody's really interested, please go read this story, because this story is nuts. This is where it gets really crazy about this. One of the things that lends credence to them is they were a mixed couple. Barney's black and Betty is white. And back in 1961, you weren't even that, like in some places that wasn't even legal.
Yeah.
Like, so for them to out themselves is actually putting themselves in danger as a couple, especially back then when all of that stuff was like very new and there wasn't really any like major, reports on this and stuff. Not only that, but to this day, the investigators and everybody that has ever cross-referenced Betty and Barney Hill, they say to this day their story has not changed.
Really?
They said they said they split them both up when they started like reporting this. They split them both up. They said their stories corroborated almost exactly word for word from each perspective. And they said to this day they're one of the most consistent reports of alien abductions that has been to date. Like other people have come forward and like some of their stories have changed or gotten weird or odd and stuff, but they are the most consistent like couple. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like You start reading about those people, like it's crazy. Yep.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Betty and Barney Hill.
Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude, it's nuts.
Something else.
Oh yeah. That was the other thing too. I got to mention this because that was the huge thing too. They claimed that the aliens were from the Zeta Reticuli system, and the reason that that's such a huge deal is because at that time, the area that they talked about and explained was only known to like a handful of like astrologers or astronomers, not astrologers. Yeah. Astronomers. So the fact that she knew, she even explained to him where it was in the sky, because she said she didn't know how she knew this, but they explained to her where it was. She explained to him where it was in the sky and where the system was, and like these astronomers were like blown away because they were like, I don't know how you would know this. Like, it's impossible for you to have known this because we barely know anything about it.
Wow, that's actually nuts.
Dude, that story gets crazy. I mean, I couldn't believe listening to that. And the more you read about it and the more you like hear about it, you know, and she had lots of dreams and stuff that she explained where she remembers how vivid like some of the things that she experienced were. But yeah, and it's mostly Betty was the one that was more involved in sharing. Barney was a lot more quiet about his stuff. Yeah.
Wow,
it's crazy though.
Yeah,
there's have you guys ever heard of the Ica stones? So
the Inca stones,
the Ica stones,
Ica,
like ICA, Ica. So basically these were stones that were found in Peru and stuff. I was actually just wondering because these are kind of like, it's like the whole, like, I don't know, everything having to do with like South America. There's so much like crazy stuff in Central and South America when it comes to like ancient history and civilizations and stuff. But like the Ica stones in particular are these really interesting rocks that have like these carvings and paintings on them, literally of like people riding dinosaurs and stuff, and all these crazy like dinosaur stuff. They have a couple that look like that people are claiming could possibly be like UFOs or aliens and stuff too. They have like very interesting like geometric shapes on them. Some of the other Ica stones, and we can talk more about Ica stones whenever we do like maybe a dinosaur episode or something, because there's a lot of interesting stuff.
But looking at these, it's nuts though.
Yeah, but like some of them even show like practices of like open heart surgery and brain transplants and stuff.
Wow.
Which is interesting. But there's this other thing that I found to be interesting as well. So apparently like there's a lot of like carvings and sculptures or whatever else from like the Mayans that show like what look literally like aliens and stuff as well.
Oh snap.
So let me see if I can actually save this picture and show you guys, because this is a really crazy picture. All right, let me send this to you guys here, and then you can check it out. But in this like picture and stuff, it shows what looks to be like some sort of like alien astronaut guy or something, like in a weird bubble.
Yeah.
From a UFO or something. And there's like other UFOs on the picture as well, and they all look like UFOs. Like all those little flying objects look like what people know is like what UFOs are, you know, what people commonly think of them as and stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's like, where do you get that? I mean, some of that's real detailed. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like there's a lot of like that credence for that.
And what are those one things called that are like, I think the Mayans were the ones that made them, I think, but there's like those giant field like carving like shapes and stuff.
Yeah, where they don't know how they're
but some show like dinosaurs, like flying dinosaur type looking things, and other them look like strange like symbols and stuff.
Yeah, but they're like huge.
Yeah, they're huge. Like if you were on the ground just looking at them, you wouldn't know what they are. You can only know what they are by like looking at them from the sky.
Yep.
Which is so crazy. I'm trying to remember what those are called.
They're in Peru.
Okay, Peru.
The Nazca lines.
Nazca lines. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their collection of geoglyphs. Yeah. Yeah. And there's a bunch of them, and they're absolutely massive.
Dude, the Peruvians were nuts. They had like those, and they had like the Ica stones and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I mean, and some of those like they show like monkeys and stuff, but like they're huge.
You know, I hate to bring this up, but I also don't hate to bring this up.
Don't.
There are some people that do believe that Peru is the one spot that there could potentially still be living Megatherium. Hear me out.
God.
It's amazing. Living Megatherium. And this would all line up.
Just let him get
everything
it out
we're
of his
talking about
system.
right now.
Okay. All right, line this up for us, Ben.
I mean, we're talking about like how they've got these cave drawings of like dinosaurs and UFOs and crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, in how the Peruvians were wild, and that Peru is a wild place.
Oh my god.
It just makes sense that there would be some megatheriums there, and maybe potentially still megatheriums there because it's just wild. That's my thought.
Because it's wild, Ben. That's why.
That's where all the wild things go.
It's where the wild things are.
I was wondering how you were going to try to slip this damn sloth into this conversation, Ben.
Hey,
we're talking about
I
aliens,
did.
and he's like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, I got some
Sloth.
serious news here, guys. Sloth, giant sloth.
I mean, maybe they had them as pets or something. You never
Yeah,
know.
maybe
Yeah,
they're-
exactly.
Like it
maybe
shows
they're
them
still-
riding dinosaurs on their stones and stuff.
Exactly.
So,
Hey, I mean that's the thing.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
the question is, like, what are the origins of the aliens? Are they like another species that was created on other planets or something that just happened to advance a lot quicker than we did when it comes to technology and stuff? Or, and this is something that I've thought about before, there's a lot of like interesting things that have been found that point to at one time there being like ancient technology that was like as advanced, if not more advanced than technology we have more now and stuff.
Mhm.
Like people have speculated this about even things like you know how the pyramids were made and
That's where a lot of speculation about
Stonehenge
Atlantis comes from. I
stuff
think, too.
and Atlantis and stuff. Yep, like that people have found like interesting thing that points to people knowing how to like have like flying objects from Atlantis and stuff. So there's been even like ancient computer type technology that has been found. So if that's the case, then could aliens be like some humans or something that took off to go to a different place or something? Like maybe that's what we considered to be the Nephilim or something, and they like took off to go find other planets or something, and they kind of got revered as some sort of like greater being than we are and stuff or something.
Right.
I don't know. It's just interesting stuff to think about because
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that think that, you know, humans just like have always used to be like dumber than rocks in the beginning. We've just kind of advanced over time, but there's a lot of things in history that point to that not being the case. So
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just interesting to think about.
It is very interesting.
Humanity has kind of had like a little bit of a roller coaster when it comes to technological knowledge and stuff. So
Oh yeah. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, I mean even like a lot of the Central American, South American people seem to have had pretty advanced technology like thousands of years ago and stuff too. So
Absolutely.
meanwhile other parts of the world were struggling, and so
Right.
you know that's just kind of the way it's always been. Some civilizations just, you know, kind of get way ahead when it comes to technological advances, and then some others catch up or whatever. And so yeah,
Absolutely. I don't know. It's nuts. So I think the idea that it's us, like, or partially us, actually kind of has some credence though. Like, you know, we made the joke about like maybe we were originally from Mars, but like, what if, you know, at some point, ancient times, you know, what we consider ancient, the technology was beyond what it is today, and maybe they did leave the planet. Maybe we went to the stars, and now they're coming back. I mean,
Right.
you know, or they left evidence of things. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities, and the thing is, you know, if we've seen, I mean, you can see it on Earth now. If like you move to a completely different environment, like let's say I moved to Sweden and live in Sweden, then my kids have kids in Sweden and stuff. My kids are going to look and act very differently than they would if they grew up in the United States.
yeah,
You know, they're going to speak a totally different language. They're going to have different cultures, different ideas, and they're going to adapt to the environment they live in. So if, you know, Elon Musk sends a group to Mars, and these guys grow up on Mars, and let's say that it works in 100 years, those people are going to look fundamentally different than humans on Earth do.
true.
Certain way.
Yeah,
So if you have the technology and you go to some other planet, like on the other side of the galaxy even, and you live out your life there, like you're gonna come back looking totally different, even if there's comparable like environments to Earth there. So
Yeah.
Right.
Especially
I
if
do
you've
think
lived there
that's-
for thousands of years. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna look so different. It's gonna be crazy. So
absolutely.
and there's actually like this handprint that people have found that they think might possibly be alien. It looks kind of human, but like the fingers are way different than like a human like hand shape fingers are and stuff.
Interesting.
And so people have thought that might possibly be like an alien fossil of like a hand or something as
Yeah.
well. So
I'll tell you what,
yeah.
I mean, that alien thing, like, I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's so many more stories. Like, I definitely want to get into one of these episodes. I'll talk to you guys about like the Bob Lazar story and like Area 51 and all of that crazy stuff. You know, I mean, there's a lot of nuts stories, and like, I think some of the interesting part is like some of the stories that we do hear are about UFOs.
Yeah.
And then some of the stories we hear about are about aliens, but like how often those stories like seemingly kind of have a consistent through line, you know? And yeah, people come and lie and people want to get clout and people want to be famous and stuff. But like, you know, some of these people don't make any money off of this stuff. Some of these people don't have, you know, millions of dollars sitting in a bank because they sold all the rights to their story.
Right.
You know? So
yeah, exactly.
some of these people, you feel like, what's the incentive to lie? You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
some people just
different.
get wrote off as crazy and stuff, especially like, you know, like 30, 40, 50 years ago, they would have been just written off as just crazy people. And
yeah.
so,
Well, it's hard to like. It would be hard to believe if somebody today who said they saw an alien, like posted on TikTok, you'd be like, "Did you though?"
Yeah.
But like back then, like you had to like go to a newspaper or you had to talk to somebody, and then they put you under a microscope, and then they ridiculed you if you were wrong. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very different times. So
absolutely.
So yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to be it for this week, but there's obviously a lot more that we could get into with the whole alien thing.
We're coming back to aliens.
We will
you know, we're
back.
not coming back to.
No, we will come back, Mike. We will. Megatherium.
Well, we'll do the giant sloth episode maybe next week or something. We'll see.
I just want to talk about like giant creatures. You know?
I don't want to do that.
Giant creatures? You mean like monsters?
Like Megatherium, Titanoboa. You know, of all that stuff.
All those different kinds of monsters out there.
I don't want to talk about Ben's sloth fetish. I really don't. Like, I don't know why he likes this so much. I knew he was going to find a way to slip it in here somewhere. He's like, hey, check this out.
Ben always finds a way to slip it inside, let me tell you.
Like it's like watching a guy, like when you're like at a parking lot in a mall and you see the guy with the trench coat and you know what he's going to try to do, but you like try to avoid him and you keep like, and then so you go in the store.
What is he trying to do, Mike?
And you go in the store and you stay in the store a little bit longer, and you know, you don't see the guy in the parking lot anymore. And then as you come out, he jumps out from behind the door and he flashes you. That's Ben with this damn sloth. Ben flashed us with his sloth.
I always do, and I always will.
Well, that's you know,
we'll get to this sloth eventually. So
no, we won't. Let's not lie. Ben's just going to keep finding ways to talk about it.
Wait.
So with that being said, we hope you guys found this episode riveting. We hope that you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, a review, whatever else. We
comment below.
Appreciate all of that. All of that is very helpful. So we appreciate all of your support. We hope you guys enjoyed this week, and we will talk to you all next week with another episode. So have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.